Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining the January Design Review Committee meeting. Let me just go ahead and get started. My name is Lauren Ferris. I'm the Historic Preservation Program Supervisor, and with me is Mr. John McNair, the Historic Preservation Specialist, as well as members of the Design Review Committee, Robert Dudgat and Alex Foster. And we might have some people who are online, so please bear with me as I go through some just kind of general admin information before we get started on the DRC agenda. So first, we do our general roll call. Robert Detka is here.
Here.
Alex Foster here. And I'm looking to see if Andy Winchell has joined us yet. He might be calling in soon. John, you'll just let me know. So the DRC meetings are held in person. We stream simultaneously to allow commissioners and applicants and the public to attend online. Obviously, if anybody's joining virtually, please ensure that your video is turned off and that you are visible during the entire meeting. That would be Andy if you are here, but I don't see that yet. And please mute your device until you're ready to speak. For our applicants here who are joining us, if you lose internet connectivity during the meeting, please reconnect with us via your phone. Please keep your devices muted and your video turned off until your item is under review. When called upon to speak, you must unmute yourself by clicking on the microphone icon that is located on the meeting command bar at the top of the window. We do not have the ability to unmute you. So if you are also dialing in by phone, press *6 to unmute. The meeting chat is active for participants who need technical assistance, but that should not be used for any kind of project questions. The public may observe the meetings, but participation in the discussion is limited to applicants and members of the HLRB. During this meeting, public comment is welcome at the HLRB meeting. Information about signing up as a speaker or submitting a public comment for the meeting is available on the HLRB website. And lastly, this is a public forum. Today's meeting will be recorded and posted to the county website and the county's commission meetings YouTube page. Avoid sharing any personal information that you would not like to be made public. All information associated with today's meeting, whether written or spoken, is subject to the Freedom of Information Act requirements. That is my admin items, and we now can go to the agenda. Which the first item we will be talking about is COA 26-02 for property 301 North Glebe Road in the Buckingham Local Historic District. I believe Mr. Abbasi Zion, I think I might be saying that. I hope I'm saying it correctly. I think I saw that you have joined us online. Thank you for wonderful. And then
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining. So I'm just going to go over a little bit about the project before the DRC goes into things. Let's see. So these are the materials that we have received from the project team. I'll try my best to kind of scroll in. This is the location of the property. Here is a street view. I have other images of the property if you would like to see those. Andy's doing great. Mr. Andy Winchell of the DRC has joined virtually, so he should be online now, so which is good. Again, this is an area of the property. The applicant is renovating this 400 square foot space for a new restaurant. Most of the work is occurring on the interior, except for some new mechanical systems on the roof, which is why it requires a COA based on the Buckingham Design Guidelines. Again, the applicant is replacing a single HVAC system that is located on the roof closer to the existing roof wall parapet. Let me zoom out a little bit. So down here is kind of the roof parapet. This corner is at the corner of North Quebec Street and North Pershing Drive. And it's the system here. It's a single system, and they're going to be replacing it here and here. And honestly, I mean, the only thing that we've had some questions about is the dimensions of the existing system so that we can have a sense of how big the system is to what it's going to be replaced with. And we also received the model information, which we appreciate from the applicant. But again, we just didn't know exactly which model it was. So I think it would be good to kind of get the perspective of the applicant with some of those details that they have from this evening. I'm just going to scroll through the rest. This is the model that we have that's going to be going up on the roof, but there's a bunch of different versions, and sorry, DRC members, if I'm having you squint. These are the different models and the different dimensions. So it could range anywhere from 29 inches to 35.5. I think looking at that being about 6 inches difference, I don't think that that's gonna, I'm not as concerned about that. You may not be either.
Do we know what the existing unit, the height of the existing unit?
Well, let's ask the applicant. So let's see.
Yeah, this is Thunder. If may I answer, the existing units is the same size with the new unit.
It'll be the same size. Do you have an idea? Can you tell us kind of what those dimensions are?
Yeah, it's 3 feet by 3 feet.
3 feet by 3 feet? Okay.
And how
Yes, sir.
high?
How high?
Yeah, the height is shown on the last one. The height will be 3 foot, about 3'6" there.
Okay, which 3 foot, well, they're showing it to us in inches, so you're asking us to do some math, which is not my strong point. That's why I went into history. So
Yeah, which unit is it?
which one is it? Do you know which model?
I think the biggest one there.
Okay, so 40, what, the 41 and 3/4.
41.
Yes, it's 3'6". Yes, sir.
Okay,
And that is the height of the existing unit also?
Yes, that's the same height. We use the same model.
that's great. Okay. What would you like to do? Do you want to have this on what part of the agenda? The consent or discussion?
Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, technically, the one unit that's being replaced, I think you could, staff could approve it
Because it's a
if
replacement.
it's exactly the same
Yeah.
as this one, but since there's another one, it did need to come forward here.
Correct.
So, yeah, consent, I think
Yeah.
is,
All right.
that's it.
That's it. So that concludes what we'll do. I will be in contact with you tomorrow, which is the details of how this conversation went, which was extremely quick. And just let you know what it means now that you are on the consent agenda and what will be expected. So just bear with me. I'll send you some emails tomorrow. Okay?
Thank you
Yes,
so much.
thank you very
ma'am.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Have a
you.
good evening.
Thank you, guys.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So now our next agenda item is for the property at 2342 North Fillmore Street. I see that we have the project team. Please join us at the table.
They come up to the table.
And just bear with me as I kind of, I have my notes together too.
Sure.
Just give me a second. So, so this is for the house at 2342 North Fillmore Street, in the neighborhood local historic district. This property is contributing to the historic district. It was built in 1923. It is kind of a Queen Anne style property. These are the plans that we received from the applicants. And I can kind of go through it a little bit. Before I do, why don't we actually acknowledge everyone in the room? If you would mind introducing yourselves to the DRC members?
Sure.
Kind of go into the details.
I'm Taylor and this is Mark. We are homeowners.
Thank you for being here.
Eric Hurd with Hill and Hurd Architects.
Jessica with them.
It's wonderful. Thank you. So I'll just kind of scroll through. So this is the existing plan of the single family home. It is located right over here on this parcel in Maywood.
What are the streets?
That is,
It's Lorcom.
Okay.
and let me just go ahead because I had so much fun going on Google Maps. The existing house back in March of 2025. Side view right here of the property. And so they're going to be putting an addition on the back and the side of the home. Here are the basement plans. Here are the layouts, what's being proposed. I think what's really helpful is to look at the, at least for me, an idea of more detailed renderings. So we have been in contact with Jesse in early December, talking about those plans that were being considered. And we had a really good kind of back and forth. Michael, I know, gave some feedback, and we really appreciate how responsive you were to that feedback. And that basically, based on that feedback, this is what the DRC is looking at. And I could definitely go into all of that, but I think it would be wonderful for you all to take over and tell us more about the project, and just let me know how you'd like me to scroll through it.
Okay, sure. So as you can see, I mean, the addition is really within the roofscape essentially. It's towards the back of the house. So the existing elevations, I should clarify, existing elevations are the top, and the proposed elevations are the bottom. So the front elevation, the street elevation, is the front left-hand side. The only modification that we're making towards the front of the house is the removal of a couple of a skylight actually on the other side elevation. So we don't see it on this sheet, we see it on the next. But we're replacing a skylight with two shallow dormers on each side towards the front of the house, so that we can pick up a little more space within that front bedroom. So the bedrooms are all basically under dormer. It is a 3-bedroom house, but each of those bedrooms is fairly tight and all sort of within, under sloped roofs. The major change that we're making is on the back of the house, where there's an existing bedroom, which we're expanding by creating a new cross gable. It's the intention, and expanding the usable space within that for both a bedroom as well as a bath within that space. There's also shading that we added to the elevations, the existing elevations, which is intended to indicate prior additions. So you can see there's actually a trim board that is there, which indicates the original end of the house. So that whole sort of back component was added sometime in the early 1980s, we believe. Is that correct?
That's our understanding.
Yeah. And so as it wraps around the house, that's all, while now it's an existing condition, it's all a later addition.
Right.
And then beyond that, we're essentially bringing in the same language. So one of the comments that the committee had was to match more closely the light divisions of the windows. So you'll see on the side elevations, we have the 12/1 light, 12/1 windows. On the back elevation, I'm sorry, it's on the next sheet, I believe. On the back elevation, we did switch to casement windows because of the egress requirements in the bedroom. And then the first floor, those are all existing windows, those sort of slot windows and the French doors, and also the smaller windows. Those are in the kitchen, which also was a later addition.
Yeah, we, with the plans that we had seen, there was a couple of things that we had some questions on, like with the windows. We really appreciate that you've now gone to wood frame window and wood doors. And everything with the shingles on the roof going from, the 3-tab-2 architectural, that's all actually allowable as an ACOA administrative approval from staff to be able to do, just as long as it has a rectangular pattern.
Right.
That's what's spelled into the design guidelines. And I think, I think the fact that you were able to kind of give as much explanation to the fact that that was a rear addition that was done maybe in the 80s was kind of is that something that we need to be concerned about or not? So we feel that everything that you've shown is compatible with what is in the design guidelines. So I think if the DRC has any particular questions.
I think it looks really good. I mean, I do have, just to be thorough.
Yeah.
The couple of things that, let's go to the previous sheet. So I'm trying to understand the dorm. So the dormers are cut into the roof, right?
Right.
They're not actually protruding.
That's correct.
Okay, because I'm trying to, because that's, from the front of the house, that's kind of the major change. I mean, otherwise,
Right, everything else.
I don't think you're really gonna see very much. The addition is pretty far back.
Right.
So that's our major change, and that's the only thing I'm trying to kind of get my head around.
Right, so it on the bottom left, you can kind of see there's dashed line.
Yeah, I
show
can
where
see
that
it.
dormer is cut in.
Right here.
Yeah, exactly. And so what's shown on the side elevation, what looks like essentially stripes, is the flashing
Right.
for that area, which is similar to what the dormer that's on the front of the house, the existing front of the house.
And why did you not consider doing something?
Doing a larger, like a
Yeah.
cross gable there.
Yeah,
Mostly we were trying to really kind of sublimate it to
right.
the primary face. I think, spatially it works within the room.
Okay.
And we were also sort of limiting the amount of work that we did in the front of the house as well.
Right. Right. I'm just I guess I'm just wondering whether carving it out would be in some ways more noticeable than just pushing out, you know what I'm saying?
Than a smaller cross gable.
No, just a smaller little shed, little shed dormer.
Oh, okay.
Because, in carving away at the roof, because it's so close to the front,
Yeah.
that it might,
But one of the things one of the kind of interesting characteristics of the house is that in that front bedroom, there's actually, in the existing front bedroom, there's some under eave space, which goes out over the porch. You actually have to step up within the room.
okay,
And we believe that that's because the framing for the porch ceiling is higher than the framing for the floor.
right,
So the other thing that we're working with is not wanting to modify that framing in that existing porch ceiling. So the boundary, the interior sort of usable boundaries of the room are actually, I'm going to walk up there.
right,
They basically sit right here.
right,
So, expanding further out has, diminishing returns because we end up with area that can't
right.
be accessed without having to,
You have to
step
step up.
up.
Yeah.
Creates
Okay.
it's a unique.
Well, do you have any like three-dimensional kind of, because that would really be helpful. It's hard for me to kind of understand, I'm trying to, I'm imagining it in my head and
Right. We don't have a three-dimensional, like 3D model. We have a roof plan.
'cause that's the only thing I'm a little worried about. And I'm just worried that, you'll end up with these two holes, because because of well, let's take a look at maybe if we
Yeah.
just look at the picture of
So,
with you, because you've got it on the front.
Right.
So can we look at it a little bit more from the side?
There's some
like-
photographs. We included photographs
might
within
have,
the drawings
give me a second.
at the end of the set. So that might.
Since you've already got it inset on the front, it might be perfectly fine. I see there, I see the,
So you can see the skylight over
That one.
that's what we're part of what we're
Okay.
replacing. Yeah.
yeah, so what do you think, Alex?
It doesn't bother me, but I
Okay.
don't have that concern.
Okay. And Andy, are you there?
John,
Hi.
What
I can't,
do you think
I
about,
can only hear what you're saying, and I'm trying to follow it. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
yeah, this is a good angle right here. Yeah, when I look at that angle, it doesn't bother me that much. I'm good
I
with
see
it.
what you're saying. It's
I
weird, but
think it's
cool,
the
so-
roof is, the line of
Yeah.
the line of the roof is strong enough that I think it can survive having those scoops out of it. So Andy, if you have any objections to that, just say something. If not, I think in the room here, we're good with it. So then let's, and then the only other thing I'm trying to understand is, like you were saying that that the original, whatever 80s edition or whatever it was, they just put a trim board to separate it.
That's
And,
correct.
and is that basically, that condition's gonna continue?
That stays. I mean, that
Right.
we're not changing. We just wanted, one of the questions from the, from the board was, if they asked us to indicate on the drawings what the additions were.
Right.
So, and one of the things that we noted was that the existence of that trim board, as well as there's a slight material differentiation in the foundation.
Right. No, that's fine, because, I mean, usually we ask for some sort of distinction, usually we prefer to have step backs and in this case, since it's already existing, it's not that big a deal. And then on the other side, what's happening on the other side then?
The other side, actually, there's an addition that extends out beyond the original
Yeah.
side face. So that where that band of windows is, that steps out from.
And
the
you're
original.
keeping that also?
Yes, that's
Okay.
it.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I think it looks really good. And then the windows, that's gonna be true to simulated divided light windows?
Correct.
And are you, Alex and, DRC members, do you all have any issues with, the windows being 12x1? Because sometimes we say, make any new windows be 1/1 or something to kind of distinguish,
No.
to help distinguish, or do we feel that?
I've never had that felt like that because, I mean,
I'm
it's,
okay with it, but if,
I think it makes it more cohesive. I mean, I think you'll be able to tell
Yeah.
they're not gonna look, the modern windows are not gonna look exactly like the old windows. And I think you can tell stylistically from the addition that it's not the same as the original. I mean, so I don't know that doesn't really bother me at all. I mean, I think particularly on the back where it doesn't, really matter. And I think it looks nice. So, Andy, do you have any, thoughts?
I can't see what you're talking about, so I'm really kind of dependent on what you.
Oh, you're on the phone.
Yeah, I'm on the phone, but I'm not, I can't see what you're up to. I can't see the drawings or anything like that. So, if you think it's okay, and you're pretty
Okay,
clear on that, then I think, I guess not being there, I'm gonna trust you on that, okay?
so another question. So the existing house, the siding is, what is this?
It's wood siding. It's
Like, what's the exposure?
the exposure is quite narrow. It's probably about 3 inches, and
Okay.
it's a lap. It's like a not a ship lap, but like a scoop lap siding,
Right. So like
a German lap.
yeah, like a German, right.
So it reads it's not a beveled siding. It
Right.
reads almost as though it's.
Oh, I see. It's okay. And then the addition is gonna be,
So the addition is all above roof, and we have
Oh, I
that
see.
as shingle. Which
okay, so it's not, so you're not touching any of the siding.
that's correct.
Okay. And you've already gone over the asphalt shingle.
Yes.
So,
And so, sorry, so the material that'll be on the rear addition, the side will match the side.
Will match the dormer. So above if you see on the side, you can see it here in this dormer,
Oh.
that's shingle.
It's the shingle.
And I believe it's painted shingle on the sides, that's stained shingle.
Okay.
So above that band board, it's shingle on the sides, and we're going in with the same as shingle.
okay.
Um,
And so all the other, the doors, the windows are all,
yep, they'll be wood.
they all match the guidelines, okay? Trim, like everything is,
I think, and that's something that just making sure that so sounds like everyone's becoming very comfortable with what we're seeing. And so I think if you were to consider having this submitted for the February cycle.
Yeah.
Then, because right now this is a preliminary review, so
Right.
we'll need you to actually put it into.
oh, this is preliminary.
This is preliminary,
Yeah.
yes. So, so when you actually go into, go for your COA and we put it, we would need, any tweaks, if you plan on doing anything, we would need that by, next week. But we can, well, no, I'm sorry,
No,
I'm getting used to
a
the
month.
times.
Yeah.
You've got more time than that. I will be sending you an
Like
email.
3 weeks or so.
Thank you. January's already throwing me for a loop, but just making sure that you have those details about the materials
Sure.
as well as any kind of the dimensions of like how everything's looking profile. That way, if we see anything we have some questions on, we'll definitely ask you before, but
Yeah, and if you could do, just for completeness, one like 3D kind of view that same angle, that we were looking at it in the street view would be great, just to have a sense of how that scoop thing works. And then the other thing, I guess the other thing is that in some way, I don't know if it's like a dotted line or something. Because remember, we're the design review committee, are design professionals. The full board doesn't necessarily understand architectural drawings, so we try to make it easy for them to understand it. And I think the way you've shaded the previous edition is perfect. But maybe like a dotted line or something, just so it's very clear what's the new work.
Sure.
Like a dotted line that sort of
outline, almost like
well, not outline
not
it,
an
but
outline, but
you know what I'm saying? Like if you
Yeah.
go in and then come out and then it comes out the other
Right.
side, and this is the stuff that's new. Just something that doesn't interfere with your ability to read the elevation.
Yeah.
But that somebody can say, okay, that's what's new.
Right.
I mean, we can figure it out because we're architects and we can look at the drawings and figure out what's new, but some other people might not be able to.
Of the contrast, it's a little hard to read, but I think it's.
Oh, you mean on the tone?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
otherwise,
I'm sure people will get it though.
yeah, I mean, I think it looks really good. I mean, I think you pretty much nailed it. I agree.
so then since it's preliminary, then once you actually like officially apply for the COA, and if we don't have any questions about anything such as like details, then if you were thinking we can then get you onto the February cycle. If there are no changes, would you want them to come back to the DRC once they submit, or do you just want it to go straight to?
I mean, we could look at it at DRC just to make sure everything's okay. I'm not sure you have to all show up.
We
Maybe,
could maybe come virtually.
yeah, just attend virtually and we can just look at it, at the next meeting and just say, okay, look, everything looks great.
Nothing's changing.
Well,
No, but there's gonna be a few tweaks and so forth.
right, there might be tweaks,
So-
and also we may have, Andy might want to come in person and Omari might be
That's
joining us.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So you might get another perspective, but
I don't know if you need like everybody to show up for that, because I mean, it's not like we don't have any real issues with this. It
Okay.
looks really good. So it's really more just confirmation that,
Yeah.
that everything's in order and then, then be able to go on to the full board meeting.
okay.
so,
Great.
so we had a very interesting HLRB meeting a couple weeks ago. And so there's some things that I'm going to start doing, and I'm just gonna do it verbally until I can actually like make it more official on paper. Have you all worked and done projects in Arlington before? Okay, great, that's wonderful. And have you done projects on historic homes before?
Yes, not in Arlington,
Okay,
throughout DC.
so you know that sometimes they can provide surprises during projects.
Yes, oh,
Okay.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, we work on old houses all the time,
Wonderful.
whether they're historic or in historic neighborhoods or not. So even within Arlington also, the projects that we've done have been on older homes, just not necessarily within historic districts.
that's good to know. And I just want to kind of also make sure that you all know and the property owners that if there's, let's say things go through in February and you get your approved COA and things are looking great and you start to hit issues or changes that need to happen. If there's any changes to the submitted plans, the approved plans, we will need you to come back.
Right.
So I just I'm gonna be repeating that a couple of times. And until I can kind of get some official stamps, but I think it's better to come from a person than relying on just a letter or a stamp, which will all be there. But I'm just going to continue doing that because there have been some communication issues and we want to make sure that we're being very clear with what's expected.
Right.
So please bear with me if that sounds kind of redundant, but I think it's important.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
Okay, good.
that's it.
okay, wonderful. Thank you very much.
Great.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much for coming. We really appreciate it. I will send an email tomorrow with just kind of a roundup as well as the correction.
Perfect.
You have to have.
Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you.
Okay. See, that is the only other item. The meeting is over and I'm gonna stop the recording. So, all right,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
That was well done.
Sure. Thank you. Have a,
All right,
It might even, regardless of any stamps or anything, it's probably a good idea to do that anyway, just, just to have it verbally
Document.
documented, yeah.
Yeah.
not
Got a pretty good pile of these going now.